Shami finishes things off.
World Cup semis. The stage is set. India and Kiwis are equally determined for the win. Though India has piled up 400 runs, the fight from Williamson and Mitchell shifted momentum towards Kiwis, putting India under pressure. Law of averages caught with Bumrah, loose balls and wides followed. The crowd lost voice. But India is not out of weapons. The most lethal of them all, that one man stood firm. Like a cyclone, he swept Kiwis away with a 7-wicket haul, the highest ever for an Indian in the ODIs. He took wickets on his first and last ball, including the key wicket of Williamson at the most needed time. He's the man. He's the myth. He is Mohammad Shami, who turned semi-final into Shami final. This is not the only memorable spell. Let's look at what Shami did to Stokes in this World Cup.
He has a great seam position, he really does. And that's 3 is missed out of 4 from Shami. It's one of the best seam positions in world cricket, Shami, and he's making this ball talk at the moment.
Did you enjoy that? Stokes is a fighter. Ask Australia, they know all about it. But this time, Stokes was up against Shami and his masterful seam position. Shami used a series of in-swingers, out-swingers, good length and back-of-length balls. Stokes gradually lost his confidence. Shami read his body language and feet really well and went for the kill with a booming in-swinger. It was a battle within a battle. Wonderful thing to watch. Shami's talent is widely spoken about, but we know very little about the years of hard work and struggle that went into it. Shami spent thousands of hours mastering his skill. Even during COVID, he rolled a pitch in his village and bowled for 5 hours every single day. Going into biomechanics, the key for Shami's upright seam position is his wrist. His wrist is locked and is firmly behind the ball when he delivers. In order to generate movement, at the very last moment, he flicks his middle finger for outswing and flicks his index finger for in-swing. This not only gives him greater control on his lens, but also helps him generate that swing in the air, making him a threat even on the docile pitches, which are not so helpful for the fast bowlers.
Mohammad Shami just has a bit of a gap, but what he does, he gets a lot of revolutions on the ball. He spins the ball back, and by doing that behind the ball, flicking your fingers down, that actually makes the ball spin back. So that's the best way to keep that seam bowled upright.
He is from a poor farming family in Uttar Pradesh. He gives lots of credit to his father, who used to be a fast bowler and also used to take him 30 kilometers for practice. Shami's story speaks to the resilience and determination of many Indian families where parents sacrifice everything for their children. Shami's childhood coach, Mr. Das, says he was never after money and fame. His goal has always been stumps and the sound that comes from hitting the stumps. He's surely living his dream now. Shami is gentle by nature, but deep inside, he's very stubborn. His Bengal coach, Mr. Raman, often narrates how he went all out with 102 fever on a flat pitch with 60-over-old ball on his first-class debut. Years later, at the same Eden Gardens, Shami went ahead with his bowling in a test match without even letting his teammates know about his 1-year-old daughter struggling with her life in ICU. With all these years of hard work and dedication, Shami has risen through ranks to play for India. He was flying high, but then came the dramatic fall triggered by his marital woes. His wife has not only made domestic abuse allegations, but also cried foul about his involvement in match fixing. These serious allegations were never proven, but then they affected Shami a lot emotionally and physically. Shami hit rock bottom, lost all hope, and even contemplated suicide. Then came his lifeline, Ravi Shastri. Shastri's timely intervention wasn't just about cricket. It was a rescue mission for a broken spirit.
कैसे वो सिचुएशन आपने हैंडल किया और अपने माइंड को फ्रेश रखा और मेंटली स्ट्रांग बनाए रखा अपने दिमाग को?
मेरे दिमाग में तो आप यकीन करो, आप कोई माने ना माने, मैंने 3 बार सुसाइड का सोचा था उस पीरियड में।
Shami gathered his last ounce of strength, channeled his inner anger, and worked hard on himself. In his own words, he became a stallion thereafter. Shami continues to fight and win. Just look at this World Cup. He was sidelined for the first 4 games, but made a spectacular comeback and is now the highest wicket taker for India in this World Cup. Poor childhood, abusive marriage, highs and lows. After all this, Shami is still here.